Husbands, if you want your wife in that soft touch your husband headspace that I talk so much about, start here. When you walk in the door after work, go to her first. Hug her, kiss her. Connection before anything else. Do not go straight to the couch or shower. Give her a couple of minutes of your undivided attention. Then ask her how her day was and actually listen. Not just what happened, but how she is. That right there will tell you the tone of the rest of the evening. My husband will say, "How can I help you right now?" Or "What can I do to take something off of your plate?"
No.
Hang on, let me see if I can get this straight here. You're telling husbands that the first thing they should do when they get home after working all day is to go up to his wife, shower her with affection, and ask her what he can do to make her life easier? Well, this just begs the question, why isn't the wife walking up to the husband, saying hello, giving him a hug and a kiss, and asking him what his day was like? Why is it that the first thing that you expect your husband to do when he gets home is to pay attention to you? This is why so many marriages fail. You're implying that the only way you'll want to give your husband any form of intimacy is if he wakes up in the morning, works all day, comes home, and puts his needs on hold to listen to you endlessly whine and then do more work the second he gets home to make your life easier. How is that even remotely fair? There's nothing stopping you from going up to your husband and giving him a hug when he walks in, but apparently doing that will dry you up faster than a pack of low-grade beef jerky in the middle of the Gobi friggin' desert. This guy's been working all day, he's tired, and instead of just showing him some affection or, God forbid, appreciation, you already have a list of chores that he needs to do in order for you to feel like you can be intimate with him, and that's kinda messed up.
And I know most women are going to say, shouldn't he just know? But when you are married to someone that already has a plan or likes things done a certain way, asking isn't clueless. It's respectful. It shows we are operating as a team. Look around. Be aware. If toys are everywhere or bedtime is happening, jump in. If she is still in motion, it is not time for you to tap out. Preheat her heated blanket for her. Take over bedtime so she can shower. Suggest bringing home takeout, but make sure she hasn't started cooking dinner already. Wake up with the kids the next day so she can get a little more rest. Offer to take one of the grocery trip runs for the week. Turn on her show when she sits down. Plan a kids in bed at home date night. Women do not need perfect, we need presence. When she feels seen and supported, that woman is going to touch her husband happily and often.
And that's an interesting thing about mathematics is when you're 50% right, you're 100% wrong.
So what exactly are you implying here? You're making it sound like husbands are just lazy, incompetent oafs who do nothing for the household besides work and fart. But I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts that this man is already doing massive amounts of work already. The problem isn't that he's not working, it's just that he's not working enough to your standards. He has to do all of the extra things, like allow you to commandeer the TV, save you 5 minutes so you don't have to wait for your blanket to heat up, as well as all of the other extra crap, and then, and only then, are you going to be turned on to the point where you want to sleep with the guy, which also kind of implies that you don't want to sleep with him anyway. Now, I haven't met most husbands, but I like to think these men are doing everything they possibly can to help their wives, and all you can do is turn around and say that he needs to be doing more in order to get some, and at no point are you even talking about what you're willing to do for him. Hell, you haven't even bothered to show any form of appreciation for the poor guy. You blindly assume he's being lazy and taking you for granted, even though he's the reason why you have a home in the first place. But then again, it is fairly easy for you and your kind to assume that when you refuse to see anything else that he does for you.
I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way.
I was supposed to be going on a date tonight, but he couldn't make a plan. And instead of stepping in to make a plan for him, I actually just bought a flight, booked a 5-star hotel, and taking myself on a date in another city for the weekend. Is this gonna help me meet someone? Absolutely not. I am very much so afraid I'm gonna be dying alone, but I don't know what to do about that. I just don't understand what's so hard. I just booked an entire trip in less than an hour, and all I was looking for from him was a time and a place. And I don't even need to like the place. I just feel like my standards are kind of low and they're still not being met. So Things are going well. Anyway, I'm not here to complain. My life is really good.
Liar, liar, liar.
I ordered sushi again, and I'm planning on being in bed by 9. I'm starting a new book tonight. But yeah, I just wanted to update my friends that I'll be away this weekend. If you want to check in on my solo date, I will update you on here. Or you could just wait and visit me at my grave when I die alone.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense.
You know, I hate to break it to you, sister, but your standards, yeah, they're way higher than you think. You bash this guy for not making a plan for the date, which usually means that he asked you what you'd be up for doing, because suggesting a few things that you'd like to do was so daunting that you decided to waste money you didn't have on a vacation you don't need that'll bring you no satisfaction whatsoever. It doesn't matter if it's a 5-star hotel or whatever, you'll still be sleeping alone and ruminating on the fact that you're over 30 and most likely going to die alone. And that is totally on you, sister. If your standards were really that low, then you would have had yourself a boyfriend by now, but that's clearly not the case, is it? You're sitting in your apartment by yourself, about to eat a whole bunch of raw fish before reading a book and trying to hold back the tears of another night by yourself as you vicariously live your life through whatever politically biased female protagonist you're currently reading about. This isn't about a dude not making plans. There were tons of dudes out there who would be willing to make a plan for you, but none of them met those other invisible standards that you refuse to talk about. And the sad part is you have no right to be this picky, woman. I mean, you can, but all it's gonna do is lead you to a life where you quite literally die alone. But hey, if that's what you want, then more power to you. It's your life to waste, darling.
Yikes. Well, good luck with all that.
And one thing I would put money on, I'm talking a milli, is that your ex was cringy. Tell me he wasn't. Tell me he wasn't cringy. Giving ick all the fucking time. You saw past it because the love bombing phase had you being like, no, he's a good man. Look at what he did. X, Y, Z, da-da-da-da. But there was that voice inside of you that couldn't stop cringing when he would do shit. He would talk, he would say something to somebody else, and you would just sit in the back and be like, can he shut the fuck up? That was you sensing the fact that he wasn't authentic. Because one thing about a lizard is they're going to perform. They're going to perform. Okay, not well, but they're going to perform. And there's going to be this like cause of friction inside of you. What that is that you can sense that he's not being authentic, that someone's not being genuine because they're performing something, but you're also observing them and you're like, that doesn't line up. His actions don't line up with what he's saying or portraying or performing. That's how you know you're dealing with a lizard. And that feeling, it never goes away. You override it because of the love bombing stage, because he showed up, because he planned the date, because he told you you were amazing and no man's ever done that or told you those things. You override it. And you're like, no, he's a good man. I think I'm just being mean. Oh my God, I'm being mean. No, he's being mean.
What?
Seriously? You're gonna go there? Alright, fine. Woman, please, he was not love bombing you, deceiving you, or anything of the sort. You simply were not attracted to him, which is fine. You're entitled to your preferences, but let's just go ahead and break this down for a second. We have a guy who planned all of the dates, sent you all of the texts, and did all of those little things that you love, and you turn around and you cringe at him, and you say he was doing it from a place of inauthenticity, whatever the hell that means, because of some blind assumption that doesn't make any sense. And then, just to add insult to injury, you're saying he's being mean to you because he wouldn't do all of the things you love to bitch about while also looking like Henry Cavill when he does it. There was no love bombing to be had here. The only thing going on were your insanely high standards with a hefty truckload of emotional baggage and trust issues. I mean, this guy could show up to your doorstep with a stretch limo, a bouquet of exquisite roses, and a designer briefcase with $25,000 in small used unmarked bills, and you'll still find a reason to despise him because he doesn't match the perfect fantasy in your head. And like I said, if you're not physically attracted to him to the point where you cringe whenever he opens his mouth, then that's your preference. But don't accuse him of being mean when you're the one being the massive female dog.
Checkmate.
Dang. First time that I was seriously on Hinge was in 2022. I went on so many dates. I met so many new people. I was active. I was consistently matching with people, talking to people, whatnot. 3 years later, the next time that I've been actively on Hinge, like constantly checking the app every day, every other day, is currently in 2025. The way that the app and the people's behavior on the app has changed so much is crazy to me. I made a video the other day saying that I had 3 different dates set up last week, every single one of them canceled. And it got me thinking of how my experience in 2025 on Hinge has compared to my experience in 2022. I do want to say I do live in a different city. In 2022, I lived in Seattle and now I live in London. However, I feel like the patterns that I've been noticing and like the differences between 2022 and 2025 are more representative of the time versus like a city comparison. 2022, I was easily able to set up 1 to 2 dates per week, no problem. There was bad behavior, but it wasn't as rampant as it is now. I can't remember a single time where I actually had a date cancel on me, let alone 3 in 1 week. It made me realize that like bigger than just Hinge, bigger than just dating, relationships, dating apps, there is a canceling epidemic. Hinge is just one of the places that we see this play out.
Well, yes, that sure is indeed a pickle, huh? If only there was a way to figure out what happened between the years 2022 and 2025 to show your lack of dating prospects. I mean, it literally must be the entire planet's cultural shift towards dating and nothing to do with the fact that you're old. I mean, woman, come on, be serious for a second. If there's an epidemic of anything, it's not dudes canceling dates or malfunctions with the dating apps. It's that we have a massive surplus of modern women who are over the age of 30 and are so incompetent that they screwed up human pair bonding so badly that they made every single sacrifice their ancestors made to be completely and utterly in vain. Seriously, woman, you might not think that 3 years is a lot of time, but all you gotta do is take a look at your dating prospects in the market, and those 3 years are a massive deal breaker to most men. You need to face the facts. You got older and you're currently competing with younger chicks with lesser baggage and fewer body counts. You can't get dudes anymore because you've aged out of the dating market. And dudes who canceled on you either were because they had a date with someone younger and hotter, or they decided to dedicate themselves to something a little bit more worthwhile, like mastering Super Punch-Out for the Super Nintendo. I mean, the guy's gotta have his priorities after all.
Hell yeah!
Most men are not looking for love from a woman. Most men are looking for the fawn response. See, because most men don't actually like women. They don't actually see us as their peers. They see us as these other creatures who are there to bring them pleasure, to up their social status, and to do labor for them. Love is the partnership between two equals. It's two people witnessing each other's journey. So that's gonna look like someone genuinely trying to make you happy and someone genuinely trying to improve your life. Meanwhile, most men, when they're dating women, actively try to tear them down, actively try to trap them or ruin their self-esteem or do something so that they can't leave. Because men are not conditioned to do equal partnership. Men are conditioned to control and dominate.
Whoa, that is some deep dish racism, motherfucker.
Hey lady, I really don't think it's a smart idea for you to be commenting on how we think or what we're capable of doing when all you've done to come to this conclusion is pork the worst men possible and then try to blame us for the trouble. We do not hate you. Yeah, we might make fun of you and question your insane lack of any form of reasonable logic, but hate you? Yeah, we don't have that kind of time or energy. You'd think we're this evil gang of mustache twirlers who just go around and try to figure out ways to hurt women, but how can that be when you don't even deem the proud members of the illustrious bottom 95% club to be even human? I mean, generally speaking, men just want women who are going to be nice to him, give him some emotional support, and you know, be an active participant in the friggin' relationship. But those are things you're not capable of doing because you're the hateful one here. I mean, let's just think about it for a second. You're saying that we hate you, but we still want to dominate you and have you annoy the living piss out of us for no reason. That's like us saying we want to spoon a gigantic rod of pure uranium every single night. Actually, you know what? I think I'm taking that comparison a little bit too far. Spooning a rod of pure uranium is probably a hell of a lot healthier and warmer than being around you for a few seconds.
So that's what they try to do. And how do they do that? Just a few ways off the top of my head are negging, refusing to give compliments, refusing to take any interest in your interests, trying to spend as least time possible with you outside of the confines of like late at night bedroom activities. I had someone tell me that their friend's husband would literally fly to a different state when he knew that she was going to be having a day off so that he wouldn't have to help her with anything. They will either try to one-up you in every conversation, criticize everything you say or do and all of your life choices, or just disregard everything you say like it's unimportant. And the thing is that they know what they're doing. They understand that when they pull these psychological triggers, that we are conditioned to then try harder to gain and keep their affection. So the next time that he's mean to you, or just acts like he doesn't like you in any way, maybe he calls you names, maybe he makes fun of you, whatever it is, and you're tempted to just like brush it off and make excuses, he just grew up that way, whatever, don't. Remember that he knows what he's doing, and he wants to show you that he doesn't like you to make you behave a certain way. Is that really the kind of man you want to spend your time with?
Emotional damage.
Yeah, but those aren't relationships. Those are situationships. And when you're dealing with situationships, the rules for men don't apply. And the whole reason why you keep making compromises like that is because of an intense physical attraction to a man who's only interested in 20 minutes of fun time with your rotted out skunk barrel of slimy damnation. Those guys will never feign interest in your hobbies or anything like that because you're already giving him everything he wants and he doesn't have to do jack for it. He's not gonna buy the cow when you insist on milking him for free. And you can't blame us for that either, because once again, we do not hate you. Why would we spend all of that time to try to figure out ways to keep you in our lives if we hate you that much? That's too much work to keep a hateful shrew for a few weeks worth of bedroom fun, and that's a transaction that you willingly gave the guy because at the end of the day, you choose which men you want to sleep with, and you chose the worst men possible, and that's something none of us had anything to do with. And if we ever found out that you were coming anywhere near our proximity, yeah, we'd probably look up a flight to New Jersey just to avoid you. Because when compared to you, being stuck in a city like frickin' Paramus would be a hell of a lot more pleasant, sister. Special shout out to the fine members of the Bounty Board over on Patreon for their support of the channel. These guys are no joke when it comes to anything when it ranges from RC cars to Super Nintendo, and these are the types of folks who make life worth living. All hail! If you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the Bounty Board over on Patreon, where $5 a month gets you access to almost 100 videos that you're not going to find on YouTube. Links in the pinned comment down below if you want to check it out. And that's going to do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button, ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and be sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again for checking out the new video, gentlemen and gents, and until next time, peace out, homies.